Okay, I knew you was going to get quiet, but let me say it this way. How many of you have attended Bible study after Bible study? You have bought all the tapes we had to sell. You come to Sunday school and to worship. You have been listening to the word and the sermons that you have here in your car. You've been buying the tape series. You go to all the conferences. You got all the books and all the t-shirts. And yet, after all the word that has been put in your life, you find yourself struggling to lay claim to the promise because you keep reverting back to the old character that you had. You heard what God has said, and yet when you get home, you still see failure. You heard what God has said, and yet when you get into the midst of your circumstance, you still see impossibility. You know what God is capable of doing, and yet you're still cutting corners and still trying to do it your way. God can't bless you like that. You have heard the word of God, and yet who I am keeps me trapped. The labels that I wear keep me seeing the problem instead of the promise. I keep seeing the enemy instead of the delivery. I heard the words of God, and yet because of what I've been through and where I've gone and what I'm up against, I keep doing things the same old way. Because the labels that we wear distort both our presence and our possibilities. And you know what's interesting is that we can look back from the lofty position of hindsight. We can see already that Jacob is not going to be destroyed by his brothers. We know what Jacob does not know in this text, that God has already delivered him. While he is yet praying, God has already dealt with Esau's heart. Esau is not a threat. God is going to be faithful to him, and yet because Jacob can't see what God is about to do, it creates for him the opportunity to exercise some faith, and yet in that exercising of faith, you still see his character come through. And the challenge that we have is, how can I live in the truth that God has spoken when I'm wrestling with the realities right in front of me? When I don't know what the outcome is, can I be faithful? Yes. Can I live differently than my label suggests? Can I elevate myself above the trappings of my life and the confinement of my past and believe that the word of God can do something great in my life? I have, brothers and sisters, for you, good news and bad news. Let me give you the bad news first. Let's say, for instance, you now understand that I am operating out of my history, that you, like me, are going through life and you are deeply affected by what you've been through, and it changes how you interact and understand and hear everything around you. And you've decided it's a new year, Pastor, I want to live differently. I got up January 1st and I've decided that this is going to be a different period in my life. I'm glad that you decided to make a change. I'm glad that you understand the power of your labels, but the problem that you now have is that the labels and the experiences that you have are so deep in your psyche that you can't change this thing on your own. The problems that you're up against in terms of who you are and how you understand what God is going to do in your life and how you even deal with the folk around you is so intertwined with your very base character that you can't extract yourself out of this on your own. Now, I know that goes against your Oprah moment. I know you thought, if I just get up and I think I'm going to live right and do right, that's sufficient. But I am here to tell you that sanctification ain't based on your decision to live right, because you ain't got the strength to do it on your own. That you can't make the change you need to make by yourself. And the enemy wants to keep you thinking, if you